Should we all be putting chips in our brains?
Topic preview. Audio and captions begin shortly. What if a stranger could whisper directly into your subconscious, and you couldn't tell the difference? We're already building incredible bridges between minds and machines, helping people walk again and type with a mere thought. It's a medical miracle, but the dream of instant knowledge downloads brings some spooky baggage along for the ride. Between the technical threat of brainjacking and a massive 82% of us feeling a bit shy about brain chips, we're racing toward a future that's every bit as thrilling as it is uncertain.
Welcome to the debate. Today we are examining a central question driven by recent technological leaps. Should we all be putting chips in our brains? With successful human BCI implants, brain-computer interfaces really accelerating the whole transhumanist movement, we are well past theoreticals at this point, and I argue that we should fully embrace this vision, universal cognitive enhancement to just drastically expand human potential.
Yeah, and I come at it from a very different angle. The medical applications are absolutely vital, I agree there, but I strongly oppose the non-medical use of BCIs. We need to strictly limit these implants to treating severe unmet medical needs, rather than opening the floodgates to consumer enhancement.
Right. But the foundation for that universal adoption relies on the undeniable efficacy we are already seeing in the clinical space. Look at the double neural bypass used with Keith Thomas, or closed-loop neuromodulation for Parkinson's, and even treatment-resistant depression. Confining this technology strictly to pathology is, it's short-sighted. Healthy individuals should absolutely be allowed to use these interfaces to become, better than well. We are looking at the capability to download a new language matrix in days, or interface directly with cloud computing via thought. It's the next logical step in our cognitive evolution.
Sure, the clinical efficacy in cases like paralysis is well documented, highly impactful. And Pew Research data reflects that, with 77% of Americans favoring BCIs for those specific medical conditions. But, and this is the crux of it, that same research shows 56% oppose using these devices for cognitive enhancement. And with good reason. Expanding beyond pathology introduces severe security vulnerabilities. We have to confront the reality of brainjacking.
Brainjacking?
Yes. Unauthorized remote access to a user's actual neural data and internal cognitive states. It is terrifying.
Cybersecurity protocols evolve right alongside hardware, though. Vulnerabilities exist in literally any networked system. But look at the baseline capability we're elevating. If we unlock standard biological limitations, think of the immensely complex, multivariable problems humanity could solve collectively.
Elevating for who, though? If we are talking about market-priced neuroimplants, you aren't elevating humanity collectively. You are engineering a massive, insurmountable wealth gap. Expanding this to the open market creates a severe cognitive divide between a super-intelligent enhanced class and the unenhanced.
But historical precedent with technological hardware shows that initial costs always drop. We saw it with smartphones, we saw it with global broadband. The long-term trajectory of transhumanism is ubiquitous access, lifting the cognitive baseline for everyone, not just the early adopters.
Even if access becomes completely ubiquitous, which is a big if, we run straight into a more insidious problem, the mental monoculture.
Wait, how so?
Because of neuroplasticity, if millions of people are offloading cognitive tasks to the exact same proprietary neural optimization algorithms, human reasoning itself becomes standardized. We risk physically altering human brain development across populations. We lose the creative diversity, the lateral thinking that makes human problem-solving so resilient in the first place.
That is an interesting point, actually, though I would frame it quite differently. Enhancement doesn't inherently dictate algorithmic uniformity. A BCI is essentially an acceleration engine. It amplifies human autonomy and merit, allowing individuals to process variables and reach their own unique conclusions much, much faster.
Wait, hold on. Does it actually preserve merit, though? Think about it. If a mathematically enhanced person uses an implanted commercial algorithm to solve a complex topological equation, whose achievement is it? The human's or the engineer who coded the implant?
We immediately face the dilemma of cheapened achievements.
You could make the exact same argument about a mathematician using a supercomputer, though. We do not credit the calculator for the proof. We credit the human directing the tool.
A supercomputer sits on a desk. It doesn't physically interface with your frontal lobe or actively modulate your mental states. That strikes at the absolute core of human autonomy. If a commercial chip is actively filtering your sensory input or nudging your decision-making matrices, you lose fundamental control over your own cognition.
We clearly draw different conclusions about the resilience of human identity and agency. I maintain that BCIs represent a necessary transition. Moving from vital medical treatments to limitless cognitive potential is an evolutionary opportunity we really should embrace rather than fear.
And I maintain that the severe risks to our cognitive autonomy, our neural security, and societal equality require a highly cautious stance on enhancement. Blurring the boundary between clinical healing and hacking a healthy mind is a line we cross at our own peril.
Well, we do agree that the clinical applications of this technology are immensely valuable. However, the boundaries of cognitive enhancement clearly demand rigorous, ongoing scrutiny.
Precisely. The hardware is scaling rapidly, but the philosophical and structural questions remain largely unanswered.
We will leave it to you, the listener, to consider where the line between healing and enhancement should ultimately be drawn. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thanks for watching. If you want more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Bye.